Hello everyone, my name is Fletcher, and this is my personal recap of the brand new raid Root of Nightmares. This past weekend was contest mode, which has previously been the absolute pinnacle of difficulty in Destiny. This is like the Olympics of Destiny to us, and if you don't normally play Destiny, then this is unofficially what a lot of deep endgame players spend all year waiting for, training for, however you want to look at it, for having that one shot of glory of either getting a world's first finish and getting that notoriously beautiful belt, or literally just getting a day one clear in general. Previously, clears have been as low as literally 2 teams at its most extreme, but usually averages around a few hundred or less than 10,000 teams, maybe. Pretty cool to be in those groups, but this raid has theoretically thrown that out the window. And with tens of thousands of teams getting a contest clear this time around, it's also important to notice that this is contest weekend, not specifically a day one experience. There's been a bit of controversy. A lot of people are conflicted about the difficulty of this raid, and I think it's a shining example of difficulty not making a raid better, and that having a healthy approach to this type of content is only a good thing. Let me put it this way. Often world's first teams, the best of the best, spend 6 to 12 hours before they can get it, and then it trickles down to players scraping through at the death of 24 hours. It can be so taxing that you only want to take in the best weapons. You only want to take in the best loadouts, only the best players. You need to master glitches to find faster movement or reloads or anything that you can use to get advantage. And you might not even look back at anyone behind you once you've got it clear, if you even manage to get that far. If we look at everything in total, so there were just over 800,000 people that entered and almost 300,000 people that got it clear within 48 hours. It was a lot lower within the first 24, but that's still 48 hours. This is the highest number of players that have ever attempted a day one in the history of Destiny, and regardless of how low you think the numbers should be for clears, this should be the standard. There was still less than 50% of people that got this done that attempted it, but according to the analytics of Destiny itself, there's an average of 1.6 million players a month, and currently an average of about 800,000 per day. This will fluctuate per season, per expansion, however you want to view it. But if you look at the biggest picture of all of it, 40 million Destiny players in total have an account. This includes people that have picked the controller up, played it for 10 minutes and put it down and never touched it again. But that's still exactly how many people have actually got an account. So if you put that percentage in there, it's even lower. It is very easy to get sucked into a mindset of wanting to separate yourself from the pack in this game. And if you're already a top player, you were already going to get it clear anyway. I'm confident in my abilities in Destiny, and getting this day one clear was so incredible and so euphoric, but I had an even better feeling that I never thought I would get to experience. And that was going back in another 9 times to kill Nezarec or help anyone else in there, and getting as many of my clanmates across the line. We went back in over and over and collectively celebrated as a clan. And for some people that have been chasing that for years, this has been one of the best weekends that they've ever had in Destiny. For the ones that wanted a greater challenge, I understand you were chasing that dragon. That's what we've been doing for Destiny 2 every single year. It's just been getting better and better, and the skill gap is getting wider and wider despite the power creep and the Destiny community getting powerful, more powerful as a whole. More tools, more weapons, more mods, everything to put back into it. Your talents are recognized, and you need to understand this dynamic shift has changed this from an Olympic event that only benefits less than 1% and become a unified, momentous occasion for hundreds of thousands of people. There were still players that didn't get across the line, but left feeling invigorated at how well they did, and they should feel insanely proud of themselves for what they achieved. I remember jumping out of my chair the first time I beat a Nightfall in Destiny 1. The first time I ever beat a Last Wish raid as a baseline raid. No extra challenges, no nothing. That's how difficult it was when it first came out. I'm thinking that I'd never be able to beat a Grandmaster, and now going back in to help people finish them on a regular basis is wild. We all have different levels of achievements, and if you think that the reactions of these amazing people that I've just put up on the screen are not important to the game, and instead think that less people should have this, means that you aren't looking at the bigger picture of Destiny itself. The game is bigger than pushing a few buttons. This game has connected so many people in so many different ways that being able to go back in with friends that felt like they were passed over on, or didn't think that they were good enough to even attempt it, like now had that vindication that like everything that they'd done leading to this point like was justified. The raid as a whole had great mechanics. It It allows for that coveted hero moment that people used to chase in D1, that entire moment where everyone on your team is dead and you can pull the victory off by some amazing heroics and everyone's cheering, and it's just such a great thing. And it's just such a good thing to have a raid like this that doesn't involve bringing someone in that's not confident in raiding to begin with, and then having to learn 36 symbols on top of that. This is the best weekend for my clan that we've had together, and the next day one should feel like Christmas to Destiny, not like a gatekeeping experience. I hope that you leave this with some crazy stories to tell from this raid weekend, and keep posting everything that makes you proud. I do understand the need to have a very difficult end game arena to chase, somewhere to show off everything that you've done, but there's so much in this game at this stage. There's 5 to 6 6 dungeons. There's 7 raids now. There's vaulted raids that we don't even have. There's raids that's going to be coming back. There's always going to be a chance for you to get out there and show what you've got. There's always got a chance to show off how amazing you are. You got speedruns and stuff like that. This is probably the best the sandbox has ever been for Destiny. The fact that people are able to get on and go into this raid with things that make them feel comfortable. People had Rat King for a final stand, and that people are thinking that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. The fact that I don't have to carry someone into this raid saying that if you don't have the best weapons, you're not allowed to be here. It's just such a dated mindset in Destiny, and I feel like that we have finally moved past it. So that was my closing thoughts on the raid. I want everyone to be happy, and you'll never ever have that. There's always going to be some some group that's wanting more, and there's guaranteed there's people out there that still think that this was too hard as well. So keep that in mind. Be friendly, be safe, be smart. Thank you very much.